What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so for many years now, since 2020, we have been adamant. A lot of us have been adamant about the fact that we just don't respect that 2020 NBA championship. Which is funny because the media, in many ways, have not properly celebrated subsequent NBA championships. The 2021 Bucks, the 2022 Warriors, the 2023 Nuggets, 2024 Celtics, and this past year's Thunder. They have given probably collectively all those championships less time as far as committed to talking about them and less shine overall than they did the 2020 bubble title, which nobody really truly respects outside of LeBron fans and people in the media. That's about it. You look at the situation. Many people were distracted by personal crises and tragedies in their personal lives. Our daily lives and routines were altered in a way that we hadn't seen in over a century. And just the whole situation involved in that championship, the players and the personnel, it wasn't the same situation. So Darryl Morey, longtime NBA executive, recently said in an interview, I believe with The Athletic, that from his discussions with people around the league, the general consensus, the general feeling is that they do not feel like it's a real championship. They don't respect that championship the way that they respect other titles. And I think that is so appropriate. And that reconfirms that I can't even say reconfirmed. What we said already was truth. So I can't say it reconfirms, but I guess it reinforces. It's like the best term to use. It reinforces what we already knew. And that is that bubble title should come with an asterisk. And maybe we should all start saying that LeBron has 3.5 rings rather than 4. I'm going to tell you something that's interesting. I remember the media, and I think some of you remember this too. I remember for many years, Laker fans did this a lot. Just being fair. When the Spurs won that title in 1999, right? The 50-game title, that year when it was only 50 games. I remember a lot of people said that title should have an asterisk by it. And you go, why? Well, because only 50 games were played. Only 50 games were played. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you could argue that's not necessarily the players' fault. It wasn't the Spurs players' fault. And it wasn't a situation where the games themselves, the playoffs, were altered. The season got off to a slow start, and you could argue that due to the amount of games they had to play during the regular season, right, they had to rush it. They had to rush those games. But, many people say, nope, Tim Duncan only should have 4 rings that we recognize, right? So if we're going to do that, right, then does LeBron really only have 2 rings that are full? Because remember, one of those championships in Miami, that was the 66-game season. So should that season have an asterisk by it too? I mean, we could do that with a lot of LeBron James titles. Should we put an asterisk by The 2016 championship, since there was a suspension to the player that, unlikely as it was, Draymond Green was the best player for the Warriors in that series. I mean, I can't think of any other final series where there was a suspension during the damn finals of a key player, a player that would have been the Finals MVP had the Warriors eked out that Game 7. Should that championship have an asterisk by it, or should 2012 have an asterisk by it too? Considering that, was 2012 the year there was 66 games? I want to say it was 2012, 2013. Someone can correct me in the comments section. But I think it was 2012, 2013 with the 66 game season. But 2012, I mean, the league was just totally committed to having LeBron James win that title. They cheated the Thunder in so many of those contests. Kevin Durant, who hardly ever gets into foul trouble, somehow was averaging, I think, 4 fouls a game in that series. Uh, it is what it is, right? So, has LeBron James ever legitimately won a championship without league help or some type of, you know, altered path somehow, some type of deficiency that didn't benefit him? These are things we want to know. But salute to Darryl Morey, man. Um, Salute to him in this situation because that sounds about right. That sounds like, and you're seeing more and more of this too. You're seeing more and more of people coming out and saying what they really feel, rather than coming out and saying what they think they should say. And that's a refreshing thing. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.